This is the School of Chaos iceberg. And I decided I would be going over this iceberg, mostly because, well, why not? I haven't done an iceberg in a very, very long time, and I thought, well, it's School of Chaos, so why not do it? I should also add that it is divided into the two games, being School of Chaos and City of Chaos. So for certain entries, I might explain two things for two of the games. So, say for one of the entries, I'll explain it on the School of Chaos side, then I'll explain it for the modern School of Chaos or City of Chaos side, and then that's how the iceberg will go. Removed objects. This could be referring to the playground, because I lost a few items when the games were merged. Like, for one, the ground, well, it's just changed to concrete now, or just a really low poly version of concrete. The fences disappeared and they were replaced, but, well, they're hard to see, especially on low-end devices. Now, this entry could also be referring to the 3 removed weapon items removed from School of Chaos. Well, there's more, but these 3 specific ones still seen in the game. So, there's this block toy that's rainbow-like with just a staring face. And then there's a mailbox toy, and then there's a curved sidewalk. Now, all of them you can't have anymore. Now, the curved sidewalk, though, you might be able to have, but I'm not completely sure because it's still available on Classic School of Chaos, even though you can't actually go back into Classic School of Chaos. And if you do play VNL's other game, being Bad Nerd, which I'm not sure if you can play that anymore, you are able to use these items besides from the curved sidewalk, but you can use them when you reach a certain battle or a mission when you have to beat a wave of enemies. And finally, this could be referring to the storekeepers who aren't in their, well, stores anymore in the main hall, being the book nerd, the toy smuggler, and the utilities kid. The duplicate trick. So this will take a little bit long to explain and it's kind of irrelevant, but there is 2 people that explain this. There's Sinise, School of Chaos, who explains this, but in Classic, and that was a while ago. And then there's also Spellvin, School of Chaos, who explains it, but tells us not to try it because, well, if you do the glitch, you could possibly lose your items. So say you want to mod, maybe, or duplicate a claw you have, like the VNL claw. You'll duplicate it, and then you'll lose it, and then, yeah, that's it. City of Chaos and School of Chaos merge. In good old 2020, City of Chaos and School of Chaos got merged. The reason they were merged is because VNL started work on City of Chaos in 2017. So since he was working on that, School of Chaos wasn't getting any updates until 2019, which suddenly got an influx of updates. And then, eventually, in 2020, a poll was announced if players wanted the games to merge or to not merge. Majority said yes to the merge, so then the games were merged, and yeah, that's how the merge happened. Many players didn't like this update, and it's seen as the worst update in School of Chaos, by far. Now, the reason why some people didn't like it was mostly because people just didn't like the combat in City of Chaos. It just didn't feel as good in, Classic. You couldn't really OS that much. Nerd Rage kept them being added and removed, so those 2 were already basically out. And then countering was a little bit annoying. Rage moves were basically unfair if you were just starting to fight somebody. And overall, people just didn't like the update. Later on, about a week or a few days later, VNL released a version that was the classic version that people play now, and just, well, yeah, he just released the classic version, people played that. That was what the merge was for, well, everybody. Gift boxes. So there's 2 different gift boxes in School of Chaos. The first one is white and red. You put something in it, you give it to somebody, well, trade somebody for it. You give it to them, then they open it, then they get a free item. Or you can just put nothing in it and just, give up their hopes. The other one is one you could earn while completing events in modern School of Chaos. So once you complete an event, you'll either just get direct items or it'll give you a lot of gift boxes. So when you complete an event, you get a red and greenish box. You'll open it and get something random, like a bunch of suits. The first School of Chaos video. The oldest School of Chaos video is a video made by VNL Entertainment, the creator of School of Chaos, obviously, which was MMORPG missile footage. Now that would make it the first School of Chaos video, but the first School of Chaos video made by not VNL was by Android Games, showing off well, a trailer that VNL already made. So there might be something just a little bit older since that trailer already existed. Glitches. Now, there's various glitches in School of Chaos Classic, so I'll show a few of them for this entry. The worst year. Now, to be honest, while I was reading this at first, I didn't really know what it could be referring to, like at all. So, for my assumptions, I can only really count that maybe 2020 was the worst year of School of Chaos. You know, just simply because that's when the merge happened. That's my only assumption. I can't think of any other year that would be the worst year in School of Chaos. I mean, unless you want to count when it wasn't getting updated, which, well, okay, I wouldn't really count that as the worst year. I was just kind of as a meh year, you know? Vehicles and cars. In 2022, the POC car was added to School of Chaos, or modern School of Chaos. You had to craft it first, but then again, you could also just buy it off of someone from the market or trading. Later on in 2023, or just a few months later after a POC car was added, a police car was added to the game that you could drive. It has a siren that gets pretty annoying, but there was other add-ons you could add to both cars, being wings and a spoiler and a bumper that could kill stuff more easily. Revenge of 21 Cinnamon YouTube. Oh yeah, I also forgot to mention, so this iceberg was actually translated. Originally it was in Spanish. Majority of the entries were in Spanish, so I had to translate it. So some of these entries might just sound a little bit strange. But from what I can see, Revenge of 21 being Venganza D21, that is an infamous clan in School of Chaos. I'm pretty sure it's one of the most popular, or at least the most beatdowns in the clan, or most clan wins. All I know, it's in the top 20, or even top 10, of clans in School of Chaos. Canelo YT, or YouTube, though, I couldn't really find much about this person, because all I found was one singular video that related to their name. It only showed them quitting School of Chaos, or just quitting the YouTube channel, from the looks of it. I couldn't really tell because I don't mainly speak Spanish, so yeah, those are those two entries. Gabriel Mazana and Jan Daime03. I'm not sure how to pronounce that middle part. No, I couldn't find anything on Gabriel Mazana, so all I could assume is that he was a classic player. That's it. I can't find anything. Then, for a Jan Daime03, or however you pronounce it, all I found was one suspended Twitter account, and that was it. Channel do Gata Run Run hacked. So this is a Fortnite channel I found. Now this is the only thing I could find while I was trying to find, well, I guess anything School of Chaos related. Except, that's the problem, I just couldn't find something School of Chaos related. Even in the second layer of this iceberg, it just shows as the same name, except with Fortnite Battle Royale. Now, what I think is that it was an old School of Chaos channel that got hacked, and then it was never, well, you know, given back to them. So it just stayed as this. Sweet Dude. Sweet Dude is a part of the VNL staff clan. He's also a developer and I think modeler for VNL, if that wasn't obvious from the clan he's in. He can also be seen in some of VNL's streams, so you might see him there. That's actually the only reason why I know him. It's because I just see him in streams. Demands on Apple and Play Store. This is referring to in 2016 when VNL added guns to School of Chaos. Now, basically, the Play Store and the Apple Store basically demanded VNL to just remove the guns from School of Chaos because the game, well, it's based in school, so it would be pretty weird to have guns in a school game. Now, VNL tried arguing that these wouldn't be used in the school, they'd just be used outside. Except, it's still in a school game, so, you know, still pretty weird. And since Google and Apple weren't having that, the game couldn't be updated anymore, or at least not as often. So, what I think is that this kickstarted, or, well, stopped, the updates, or at least major updates happening in School of Chaos, which is when City Chaos began its production, which I'm pretty sure was 2 years after, in 2018. Lewis School of Chaos. This is referring to a video made by Akoi, or Akal, or I'm not really sure how you pronounce that. We'll say Akal Android, made 7 years ago in 2017. It's a video of him just doing a Merry Christmas celebration of, well, Lewis School of Chaos, and a couple other people. Hyall360. Hyall360 is a modder who's modded various mobile games, but most notoriously, he made mods for School of Chaos. Now, he made two very popular ones. One of them being just, well, a hack, well, you just call it a cheating mod. You could do various stuff in it. You could speed glitch in it, you could do infinite nerd rage with it, you could disable projectiles being thrown at you, you could have infinite projectiles. There's a lot of stuff you could do with it. The other mod that he had, or that he did make, was a mod menu that spawned stuff. Now this worked sometimes, except you had to make multiple accounts to make it work, so yeah. False closing of the game. This could be referring to this video and actually another video about the closing of School of Chaos. Now, basically, VNL put out this video saying that maybe School of Chaos would be closed. Now, it's because of the problems with the community that people had, and it could be a multitude of things. For one, it could be School of Chaos and City Chaos being pay to win, or, well, maybe being pay to win. So this could be because of one specific item called a weapon mod. A weapon mod lets you mod a weapon to do more damage. The problem with it is that, well, if you already have a powerful weapon, you can mod it, and sometimes it just lets you mod it 4 different times, and then it's like unstoppable, and then you can barely fight people with it, meaning pay to win. This can also be referring to how toxic the community has gotten in School of Chaos, which has maybe steered people away from School of Chaos, which is maybe another reason why VNL made that video. But if you were to look in the comments, some of the comments say just, you know, listen to the community, maybe, you know, the game wouldn't be in this state. Now I'll add a final section to this. So there's also the inflation of School of Chaos. So in Classic, there is some inflation. If you want to buy 2 weapon mods, or 3, I don't remember the exact number, it'll cost you $50, which is a little bit insane. Some items cost $20, like the Illistick or the COVID-19 claw, and then other items like Black Wings just cost $40, which is still a little bit crazy. In modern School of Chaos, the prices are a little bit more crazier, because there's one specific item that tends to go on the market, well, the USD market, and it's called the VNL Cape. Now, it sounds the same, but it also costs $100, which is just mind-boggling. Laura Kelsey. Now, while searching this up, I actually couldn't find anything at all. I actually couldn't find anything that even related to School of Chaos in this sense. I tried VNL Entertainment because I thought, okay, maybe it's one of the people that works with VNL. Didn't show anything helpful at all. Okay. Then I tried searching up School of Chaos, and that didn't help either. So I have no idea what this entry is actually referring to, like at all. I mean, that was my only guess, that maybe it's someone that works with VNL Entertainment. Maybe. Or used to work with VNL Entertainment. Roleplay in the forums. So basically, you don't really see this in modern School Chaos forums, but if you're in Classic, specifically after 2022, well, this is from my experience, or from my seeing, really, if you went to the forums, you could see people role-playing some very suggestive stuff, which is pretty weird, since, mostly kids play a game, but at this time, I think more teenagers and adults played this game, so yeah, you could actually see people role-playing in the forums. Well, that was layer 2 of the School of Chaos iceberg. Now, we're going to move on to layer 3. Bad nerd animations. So chances are, in 2017, judging by the views of the first episode, you've probably seen that Bad Nerd had a few animations and episodes dedicated to him. Now, it only went up to 4 episodes, and to be honest, I kind of wish they made more, but they didn't. And, well, yeah, that's it. That's the whole entry. It's about the School of Chaos episodes and Bad Nerd specifically. Now, to add on to this entry, there was another animation released, actually a few years earlier. Well, it wasn't really animation, it was more gameplay, but it just had special camera angles. It was The Legend of Noob, except it was made by other co-workers of VNL, so it was never actually added onto. A History of School of Chaos. Now, there's various evolution and history videos of School of Chaos, but I think this entry is specifically referring to this video by Leaker Lemma, Karma, School of Chaos. All I could find relating to this entry was a random channel actually called Karma, School of Chaos, just without the caps. Except, they had no videos. And that was it. That was the only thing I could find that was related to Karma. Now, if there's anything else I could figure out that relates to this entry, maybe a clan in School of Chaos. Maybe there was a clan called Karma, because I feel like I've seen a clan called Karma before. And not a small clan, and maybe a little bit of a big clan. Reference to It, the Thing. Now, I couldn't find anything that refers to It being a reference in School of Chaos. Like, the only horror-related thing I could really find in School of Chaos, it's Momo, except Momo is not it. It's not Pennywise, so, okay, kind of crosses that entry out. Now, The Thing is even more confusing because The Thing, the film, was made in 1980, so why is it in the School of Chaos iceberg? It just seems really random that it is, Then, I was looking at the zombie textures in School of Chaos, and I thought, okay, maybe it's referencing that, and they don't completely look the same. I mean, they look a little bit similar, because the Thing has pale skin, but that was it. So, that's really all I could say about this entry. Jacked Up. Now, for this entry, I couldn't find anything, like, at all. See, now I feel like the name, it looked really, very, very familiar. I don't know why, but it just did. I think this entry relates to a clan that might have been really popular, but maybe 2 things happened. It either never existed, or the leader just deleted the clan, so it doesn't exist. If I even look at the clan scores, you can't actually look up the clan, so I think it used to be a clan that existed, but that was later deleted. Or it was a player who, I guess, doesn't exist anymore. Or was just very, very popular and deleted the game, eventually. Scammers. So this is pretty self-explanatory, but in School of Chaos, there's a lot of scammers. To be honest, this is probably something that should have been layer 1 opposed to layer 3. Rebellious. Rebellious was a classic School of Chaos clan. They are only around in Classic, and from the looks of it, it looked like they were popular if they're making, videos off of them, or having videos made of them. You can't search them in modern School of Chaos, because when I tried searching, their clan didn't show up at all. And then, if you search up the name Rebellious, that doesn't help either, because there's not a player named Rebellious. Zeus Music versus Jerry Gomez. Now, researching this topic entry, I couldn't find anything like at all. I mean, I also not really sure what 3AM relates to, because I can't, it looks like a separate entry, but then it also doesn't. So we'll get to that later. But with Zeus Music versus Jerry Gomez, I couldn't find anything really. I searched Abdul and I got, well, nothing. If you were to search it up, then you get some random YouTube videos relating to Zeus, the mythical Greek god, music, and then, well, that's it. Some random rap songs, and that's it for the entry. That's all I got. The name of VIP tokens. So usually the acronym VIP usually refers to very important person. There's a few other words you could make it sound like or what it actually means, but most commonly is very important person. But I will add a fun fact about this entry. So before the merge and just a little bit before a little bit of 2019, so maybe halfway through, they changed the design of VIP tokens and tags or name tags. 3 a.m. This is a video made by OK. It's a video of him just, well, scooting around. He doesn't really do much in the video, and near the end of the video, it shows this black figure in the sewers or the underpass. I'm pretty sure in the video, it's supposed to be another sewer creature, or, well, to be honest, I'm not really sure what you call it sewer creatures, but it'd just be that as a shadow. That's what I think it is. And while we're on the topic of 3am, there's a certain creator who makes Schoolcast content I want to talk about. So the creator's name is Vixoni, I think that's how you pronounce it, who's a part of Fade Club Productions. And the two videos that they have, being Schoolcast Lost and Curse, they just look like videos you'd see at 3am. But yeah, that's basically what this whole entry is about. OK's video on School of Chaos at 3am. But that was layer 3 of the School of Chaos iceberg. Now, I'll be honest with you, I think this is my least favorite part of the iceberg, because, I don't know, some entries, even though there's not really much in this whole iceberg, some of them gave me basically nothing to research on. Just gave me a name, and then I couldn't really get much off of that. But then there was other entries that were a little bit more interesting, so like the 3am entry, or Bad Nerd Animation, if you want to count that. Not Angelina. So if you played the Halloween event in modern School of Chaos, you know that it follows a story with your character, the player. So your character likes a character named Angelina. And basically, the story is that you have to find this girl, except VNL doesn't add on to the story. But when you get to the sewers, you get to play a boss fight with not Angelina, which is this character. Also, after you do the event and beat the boss, not Angelina, you can actually get a defense accessory being Angelina's head. Money scams. So this is a pretty self-explanatory entry since actually we already talked about scammers earlier in the video. But what would end up happening with some people that for some reason decide to give money to strangers on the internet, they would give money to the person who thought they were going to get an item out of them, but then they just end up giving them money. So like maybe $50 for a VNL claw, and then they never actually get the claw, so they end up getting scammed out of their money. That's probably how a money scam will work. I'm not completely sure because, well, I never got scammed. Oh, Facebook the VNL. So this is referring to School of Chaos MMORPG on Facebook. So basically, VNL Entertainment's Facebook page. The disappearance of Cool Kids. Cool Kids Entertainment was an old classic School of Chaos creator on YouTube and School of Chaos. He used to upload, but then he just kind of disappeared. His last video was in 2016, which was about 8 years ago, maybe a little bit over 8. But yeah, he just disappeared randomly. And no one really knows why he disappeared, but that's what this entry refers to. Post-apocalyptic future. This is actually pretty evident from the start of the game, all the way back in Classic. So it technically connects back to Bad Nerd, because there's Bad Nerd versus zombies. But the whole story of School of Chaos is that you're a second grader in school, teachers are eaten by zombies, your parents are presumably eaten by zombies, and you have to survive on your own and gain the most respect in the game. Now, when the games merged, the storyline sort of got dropped. It still says it, but it doesn't really make sense when you play a game. In modern School of Chaos, basically teachers are NPCs in the game now, so it defeats the point of it saying teachers are eaten by zombies. But zombies are still in the game, and they're in about every area of City of Chaos and School of Chaos. Dream Zone before you go. So with this entry, I couldn't find anything relating to School of Chaos. I found other stuff which, well, just from the thumbnails of some videos, because it showed mostly YouTube, kinda inappropriate, and also it didn't relate to School of Chaos at all. And there was a song, but it didn't sound like a School of Chaos song, like at all. So I couldn't find anything for this entry. The Lizard King has reproduced. This could be referring to the fan art made by Riccardo Mussini and the Nameless King. Basically, it's an image showing Bad Nerd, or Twerp, versus the King Lizard. Now, I don't really know what the reproduced part is for in this entry, but this could be what the whole entry is referring to, this fan art. Even though it was made in 2024, in December, maybe even a little bit earlier in this year. So who knows, but I think that's what this entry refers to. Well, that was layer 4 of the School of Chaos iceberg. It was a little bit shorter, or felt shorter, and felt even more confusing than layer 3, but it's still a little bit interesting, even though that second to last entry just made 0 sense at all, like at all. But now we move on to layer 5. The Mocha Player. Now for this entry, I couldn't find anything either, like the last few, because, well, it's pretty random. Because what could the Mocha Player even mean? Because Mocha, kind of a random word, doesn't really make much sense. Aliens in the game. So this is actually maybe my favorite entry in the iceberg. But ever since the start of School of Chaos, there's been this one species, or character, no, we'll just say species, basically talked about being Zardox. I'm not really sure what Zardox is supposed to be, besides from it being, well, an alien league or organization. That's kind of all we know about it. There's some descriptions of what Zardox is or where these weapons came from, which I'm showing across the screen. And there's a few different aliens in Sea of Chaos, being the green one, red one, black one, elite yellow one, and, well, actually no, that's it. Oh, and a side fact, so some of the aliens do have names, but one of them that I do know, the green alien being Green Tea, actually had a special animation. So in School of Chaos Classic, when you went into the city and you counterattack the green alien, the alien would kind of just pop up on screen. Like, it's a really weird animation. You can't see it anymore because obviously, if you counterattack an alien in City Chaos, it's just, you know, the star effect that happens. So yeah, it's a pretty interesting fact, and it's probably my favorite entry in the iceberg that I've reached. Well, so far. What am I looking at? How is this even an entry? That's just baffling. Who even made this? I don't even know who made this iceberg, but why would they, like, include this entry of all things? It's just kind of weird. Alright, now basically, on the internet there's a rule called 34, or numbered 34. If it exists, there's porn of it. So, with that, School of Chaos somehow entered that ring. I don't know how. So, some people created not safe for work and Rule 34 images of the game and characters, which is really weird to think about. Because, well, I'm pretty sure I mentioned this earlier in the iceberg in layer either 1 or 2. The characters in the game, they're canonically second graders, meaning they're probably 7 or 8-year-olds. So, yeah, pretty strange for an entry. This is probably the worst entry in the iceberg. Scary sounds are from the ghosts. Okay, so if you went to the underpass, which I'm pretty sure most people viewing this video has, at least I hope, you probably encountered the shadow creatures. So the shadow creatures are just in the underpass. They make weird ghostly sounds, which is, well, probably what this entry is referring to. Just the shadow creatures making those weird ghostly sounds. But also, the ghost sound part is, well, I mean, they could have just, you know, took the sound from a random website and then put it in School of Chaos. I don't really think they're from ghosts themselves, because, well, I mean, if you believe in ghosts, then sure, yeah, it's from ghosts. If you don't believe in ghosts, then, well, yeah, they probably made up the sound. It was probably from a made-up website. 70% of guest players are bots. So this is more of a theory that people have about, well, the guests being bots. Now I think why people think, well, this, maybe because some guests in the game, not in City of Chaos, because actually guests aren't in City of Chaos anymore, but in School of Chaos, guests wouldn't talk to anybody, like at all, kind of just walked around, and then that was it. But if you were in School of Chaos Classic after the merge, then you would see some people hiding behind a guest account. Another reason could be because, well, I mean, they are just called guests. I mean, kind of sounds like a bot name with all those numbers to the side. Then they don't really fight that much, or I guess some guests do fight while others don't. And then some of them don't like have anything. There's nothing in their bio. Their stats are just level 1 stats. Then they don't have any armor on, which, I mean, most of the time they don't, because the only armor they really do have on is either one of the backpacks that are either green, orange, blue, or purple, or they just have a foam tube or a ball, and then that's it. So, with all those reasons, people think that guests just might be bots and not real people, which, I mean, that is fair, since School of Chaos is kind of a dead game. School of Chaos is based in Hunger Games. This is more of a theory with the iceberg, but it's that School of Chaos is, well, based on Hunger Games. I think why it says this is because, well, you are all alone, you have to feast for yourself, or fend for yourself, since, if you remember, all the teachers were eaten by zombies, and you're in a zombie apocalypse alone, and you have to get the utmost respect in the school, and be the last survivor. Well, survivor in quotes, because while you do respawn in the game, but you are still fending alone, just like you do in the Hunger Games. So, it could be referencing that, but anything more? I can't think of, actually. Well, that was layer 5 of the School of Chaos iceberg. And now we get to move on to layer 6, meaning there'll be, well, after layer 6, 2 more layers of the iceberg. Round duck. Now, while searching around for a sentry, I couldn't find anything. I mean, there is this video, but, I mean, the duck story, round duck, don't really sound the same. I mean, they have duck in it, but still doesn't sound the same. But the entry itself, I'm not really sure what it's referring to, because the name Round Duck, it sounds like a clan name, but in School of Chaos, I can't find a clan named Round Duck. And in School of Chaos itself, there's not actually that many items that are, you know, called Duck. There's only really that water-related armor that's in the armor shop. And then there's a few seasonal items for Easter, or I'm pretty sure, actually no, just Easter and Back to School 2019 of a duck-related item. Prostitution by VIPs? What does that even mean? How would you even do that? I think this is tied with the Rule 34 and Not Safe for Work entry for one of the weirdest entries. I like, what does this even refer to? What, people just do prostitution for VIPs? You know, the thing you get every single day in School of Chaos? It's not even that hard to get VIPs. It's just, I don't know. I feel like it's a really weird entry. Funny thing is, you can't even search up this entry. Well, you can't really find anything on it. Obviously, you could, like, you know, just type in, oh, prostitution by VIPs, or for VIPs, but you won't get anything School of Chaos related, because, well, I mean, why would you? Bad Nerd is dead. So this is more of a theory, but it's not really completely true. So, throughout Bad Nerd's existence in the VNL universe, we've seen him a few times, and the last time he's shown is in City of Chaos. It's when he helps the player, well, you know, get started with the game. Well, if you're a new person, then yeah, get started with the game, and how to survive, and then that's it. He mentions that his parents were eaten, which, that's the story about every other player in School of Chaos, including him. So, yeah, that's all you know about Bad Nerd. And you never see him again after a cutscene. Now, I mean, I guess the theory would make a little bit of sense. You never see him again, like, at all. I don't even think you see him in events at all. Just disappears. But then again, VNL hasn't added cutscenes to the game ever since, well, the merge, being 2020. I'm pretty sure the last cutscenes he's added is only really when there's an event going on. But even when the event goes on, it's just text boxes. It's not an actual event. So, safe to say that it's a question mark on if he's dead or alive. Easter eggs in the paintings. So technically these aren't Easter eggs, but they are stuff you see in, I guess, some areas that relate to other VNL games, sorta. So like the locker, for example, I mean, it's already in School of Chaos, but it was already present in Bad Nerd. In the playroom area, you can see some drawings on the walls, which aren't really references to anything, or Easter eggs, kind of just exist. And finally, on the table, we actually explained this earlier in the iceberg, there's 3 weapons that were in School of Chaos originally, but then removed, but they still exist in Bad Nerd. So that's all the Easter eggs I could really find. Well, not all of them, since it said in the paintings, even though it's technically not really paintings, but we'll just come to drawings on the wall as paintings. Not Angelina was kidnapped. So just to be clear, this is not Angelina, and this is just a ghost of, well, I guess Angelina. Now this is the actual Angelina. Now what this theory, or well, entry refers to is the theory that Angelina was, well, kidnapped, which, I mean, it could have happened, but it also seems a little bit random. But then again, this is School of Chaos, so of course it's going to be random. So that's what it refers to, Angelina being kidnapped. Now, if it were to be true, I feel like the only character that would do this would probably be, well, Mollis and Coward. So if you already play School of Chaos, then, well, you already know who them 2 are. But, I mean, it would probably only be them because, well, they hate you being the player, since the player is the main character of the story and is interested in Angelina. The purpose of the merge. I went over this earlier when I talked about the merge itself, but I'm pretty sure by VNL's perspective, the purpose of the merge, well, under new VNL staff, it was to update City of Chaos fully, and since they weren't updating School of Chaos anymore, they just decided, you know what, why not just combine the games, combine the accounts, being just transferring your School of Chaos account over to City of Chaos and then abandoning School of Chaos, and then just going off the merge and updating it, and then that's it. That was the purpose. And that was the 6th layer of the iceberg. It was, I guess, a little bit more interesting than the last entry, also a little bit more weird also. But on to the 7th one. So it says Lily, but I already tried searching that before reading this and, well, couldn't find anything because it's a really random entry. It just says a name and that's it. But for the other entry being deceased players, there's only one example I have being John Schreider. So he was an active player in School of Chaos and Classic and also a little bit after merge supposedly. Except there was a forum showing that his brother revealed that John Schreider himself passed away. Now, I don't remember a whole forum because it's a really long one and you can't access it anymore since School of Chaos is closed currently by the making of this video. But it said that John passed away. I'm not sure from what it was because it was a long time ago, but it said they passed away. So that's really the only example that I have of a deceased player in School of Chaos. Baby little Usagi. So in School of Chaos, there was nothing, not even a player, and then when I searched on Google, it just shows diapers. So, yeah, completely random entry because it's not School of Chaos related. So, yeah. I think it's like the 3rd weirdest entry. Pedophile. Okay then. So this entry refers to some School of Chaos players being, well, a pedophile. I mean, if you look in the forums, you can see some players accuse others of being pedophiles, but don't really know if it's true or not because it kind of depends. You have to look at what the players chat about to see if, that person really is a pedophile. Ew. It's especially weird in the game since the characters in the game are canonically 2nd graders who are 7 to 8 years old. So, yeah, pretty strange. School of Chaos cheat.fun. So, I'm gonna guess, because there's not really a way to search this, Because, well, the link, if you search up the link, it doesn't work or open. So it's probably removed or just, broken. But I'm going to presume that was a hack mod they used in School of Chaos. I mean, I think that's pretty obvious. Now, the interesting thing to me, I at least found the random that's this lower down the iceberg. Like, this is in layer 7, but then Hilo 360, who, well, I mean, that is another mod they use for School of Chaos, or cheat mod, is in layer 2, or 1. So I kind of found it random. So I'm going to guess that also people may have been hacked when trying to use this. Because, well, maybe they inserted their email into a website of whatever this website was, and then they lost their accounts. So that's why I think it's in layer 7, opposed to layer 2. The guess would destroy the game. So it seems like more of an opinion rather than a theory. But some people think that guess would ruin School of Chaos. Now, if we were to go back to another entry that 70% of guests are bots, then I still can't really see how they would ruin it. I mean, like, they don't really do much. Again, they don't do that much. They don't talk. I mean, I don't know. I mean, if there was guests added to the game, it would just make the game look a little bit more lively. But I don't know, this is more of an opinion entry, so I'd like to see what you guys think about this entry. So that was layer 7. I'm gonna be honest, I feel like it was the worst entry. Not by a lot, only by very little. Mostly because some of the entries just didn't make any sense, like Lil Baby Saga, or Lily. What does that even mean? But on to layer 8, which is also the final entry of the iceberg. Benja557. Now, obviously from the name, this is a player, since it has School of Chaos at the end. Except, I can't search them in School of Chaos because no such person exists. Again, for some reason I feel like each time I have to search up a player for an entry, they just don't exist, or they're banned. Now, on YouTube, the only thing you could find, almost the only thing you could find really, relating to Benja557, it's this YouTube account that has only one singular video to it, which is showing Mortal Kombat Mobile. So this is actually the only thing that could really show up for it, just that video. I couldn't find anything else, and even that video isn't even School of Chaos related. So, I'm not really sure why he's at the bottom. I mean, maybe he was a popular player, maybe he was really well known and then got banned randomly. Or he did something bigger, because it would be pretty random if a random player is here. It'll be like if I just put myself in the iceberg. On the 7th layer, just put IGF1 for no reason. The secret room. So there's a few of these, but in the small hotel, if you put a couch in the wall, then you could go through it. And then you have another room, just like the big hotel. In the castle, in the room, there's just a secret doorway that goes into a secret room. Except, well, you're too tall, so you can't go into it. All you can really do is peer through it, and that's all. So this is more of an extra, because of something my brother told me. In the auditorium in classic School of Chaos, there used to be a secret room that would give you a certain amount of VIPs and tags. Except it's not really proven if the room even exists, so it's really up for question if that exists. But I think that's what this entry refers to. The different secret rooms you can access in School of Chaos and City of Chaos. The mass banning of players. So this is a little bit well known, but a few years ago in 2022, or 23, it might have been before that, there was basically a mass banning of players. Some of them was because, well, some people actually, exploit it with the elite tier items. But some other people, and when I say some, I say it really lightly, there's actually a lot of people banned from School of Chaos, or they just couldn't access their account. So that's what this entry refers to. Found it a little bit surprising that this wasn't higher on Iceberg, but maybe I just want to save the interesting stuff down here, I guess, even though it's kind of well known. But it happened in that year. I'm pretty sure this is why some people kind of didn't want to play School of Chaos. I mean, some people didn't want to play it before when the game merged, but their account was, well, banned falsely for no reason. That really made them kind of not want to play it. Eventually, it was fixed in about a week or two, with VNO just, well, bringing back people's banned accounts, or him just unbanning the accounts. Master or Master Banda. Alright, so for this final entry in the whole iceberg, I thought, oh, maybe it'll be something pretty interesting. I was wrong. I was really wrong. So, Master Banda is the Spanish word for masturbation, which is really, really weird. Now, what does this have to do with School Chaos? I'm not sure. On YouTube, there's only one singular video I've seen that links it to School Chaos. In translation, it's making bugs with the Master Banda at School of Chaos and Sea of Chaos. So, guess he's a player, but that didn't really add much to it. I don't know, it just doesn't really make the entry that more interesting, or it doesn't. But I guess that's what we could gather from him. And then when I tried searching him in School of Chaos, he didn't appear. So he must have existed in the video, but then was banned. Because that video, well, it's a little bit old, so yeah, he might have been banned. But that's all I could gather from this entry. And that was a School of Chaos iceberg. It was an interesting iceberg to go through. I mean, to be honest, for the last few layers, cough cough 6 through 8, it was not as interesting. Like, some entries on the iceberg were a little interesting, or a little bit like, oh, huh, you know what, that's kind of cool. So, I mean, if I were to go through the ones that I found interesting, first, there's Zardox, the alien species. That's a little bit interesting to talk about. Angelina being kidnapped, that's a good theory. Bad Nerd being dead, or just lost, that's a goodish theory, even though, I mean, it's easy to prove that he's not. I mean, we did see him. But entries like that, those were interesting. But then there's other entries, which I was like Lil Baby Usagi, it was random. Not safe for work or free for. I mean, I guess if you're talking about School of Chaos, then I guess you could include it. I guess that's why it's near the middle. That was still a weird entry, though. Or entries that made little to zero sense. It's or the Thing reference. They don't really reference. Other than that, I don't have anything else to add for the conclusion. It was an okay iceberg. Like, I don't usually rate my icebergs, but usually, I mean, if I were to rate this, I give it a 6.5 out of 10. I don't know. Layers 1 to 5, they're pretty interesting. Then after that, they were just meh. Not the most interesting, but still sort of interesting, you know? But hopefully you guys enjoy watching or listening or doing whatever with this iceberg. And yeah, just thanks for watching.